Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Weekend Extra. Pastor Joe here with Pastor Ryan, a.k.a. Justin Timberlake, a.k.a. Man of the Woods, a.k.a. Did you like his halftime show? I mean, it was pretty good and stuff. Yeah, we actually personally thank you for letting the Patriots lose. Not the Philly Eagles won, but the Patriots lost.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Personally responsible.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It was good. It was all because of your halftime show. It was good. And if you don't understand this reference, or if you're listening on podcast, my apologies, but Ryan has been known to be the Justin Timberlake doppelganger of our staff, so we'll see what happens.
Don't quite have the dance moves.
Not quite, but you'll get
I'm
there.
working on it.
You got to persist in everything.
That's right.
All right. So Weekend Extra, this is not what we're going to focus on, but we did just open up a series about Our Mixtape, kind of diving into all things relationships, all things marriage and dating and attraction and how all those kind of things go together. And tonight you kind of just kicked this off with this understanding of like this idea of attraction, what's important to find in the person you're attracted to or want to kind of unite your life with, and some really great principles. So obviously if you missed it, go back, check it out. But what if you're sitting in the conversation, Ryan, and you're going, yeah, I should totally find that woman, or, I got to find that kind of guy. And then all of a sudden it clicks like, I don't know that I'm that kind of guy. I don't know that I'm that kind of girl that person should be looking for. Or maybe worse yet, I'm in a marriage relationship and I'm not sure I'm that guy or that girl. Now what do we do?
What do we do? In some ways, I think that would be one of the best realizations, although painful, but one of the best realizations you can make out of this conversation.
Sure.
Right? To say, man, I'm not quite the man I want to be. I'm not quite the woman I want to be. If I'm dating, I'm not quite sure I'm like dateable, or in a place where I'm holding my own in my own life. Because you got to think, if I'm going to date someone or become serious or hope to become serious with someone, what I'm basically saying is I want to be responsible not only to kind of take care of myself and have my own needs met and be kind of self-sufficient. We all understand what that means, under God.
Yep.
But also I want to meet your needs. At the end of the day, that's what we're saying, is I want to love someone. Right? So often we go into relationships wanting to be loved, wanting that dating relationship, that girl, that guy, to fill in something that's missing in my life. And that is like the completely opposite attitude that God would have. The heart of it is that I want to be in a place where I can give.
Yeah.
Right? And as I give to you and you give to me, that's a healthy thing. And if I go into a relationship and I'm not ready to give because I'm not really standing on my own 2 feet, or I don't quite have the name I want to have yet, it's absolutely something to pause and I think hit the brakes on and say, God, what would you want me to do right now with myself? And there's nothing better if I'm in that situation than to stop and say, I'm going to kind of make a growth project, where God, what areas do you want to see built up in my life, and right, to make me have the name that you want me to have or the heart that you want me to have? Are there parts of my character? Do I need to learn the Bible? Do I need to become serious about my faith? Is there a habit of my life that needs to get really under control? I have some friends who are, recovering addicts, and I respect them so much because they made the decision to say, I'm recovering. I'm not in a place today where I could give to someone else. I need to get myself stable in order to be able to be in a place where I can love you. And I'm like, that is so healthy and right.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. It's the most mature decision to make. And so we're never going to be perfect, so there's a balance to this thing, right? We're never going to be all of who we hope to be. But I think asking friends, trusted advisors, spiritual leaders, am I in a place where I could date someone?
Yeah.
Like, can you give me feedback?
Yep.
And if you're wondering, am I in a place where I could do that, just ask somebody you trust. I think it's a great starting place. Somebody who will give you a frank, real, honest, loving, gentle, but real feedback. And you can go from there, right? And really grow in the ways you want to grow.
Yeah, I think if you went and asked specifically like a mom or a dad that you trusted, even if they're not a full generation older than you, you'd be like, if I were the type of guy, if I were the type of girl to come knocking on your son or daughter's door, would you be okay with that? Because let me tell you, you get some honest feedback real fast that way.
For sure.
Like, no, actually, I would never want a guy like you to date my daughter. Because suddenly it puts it in a real perspective for that person. Like, oh, yeah, I don't know that you are ready to So I think it's a huge, and I love what you said about how like that realization, however painful, is the perfect place to be. So slight rabbit trail here for a second, but like I'm the guy that oversees a lot of our missions here at the church, and we have this whole concept of like, is it relief work, rehabilitation work, or development work that we need to do on the field, like how we're working with folks. And when it comes to a relationship, it's actually not that dissimilar. It's like if you find yourself like, I just got diagnosed with the fact that I'm not the dateable person. I'm the bad spouse, whatever. That's like getting told that like you tore your ACL. Like now you know that some serious work has to be done, and it's time to like dive in, do the surgery, get the hard work done, cut these things out of your life, start making this happen, and then rehab. Start progressing back to a place of health. Get your feet back kind of underneath of you, and when you're at that place, now you can start to develop and pour into people the way that you've kind of always wanted to, especially in a dating or marriage relationship.
I love that.
And so like just that brutal honesty.
Yep.
Where in this cycle am I?
Right.
Am I trying to regroup and refine the life that I have in God, because that's the only way I'm going to have the strength to serve and love this other person.
The bad news is there's a problem.
Right.
The good news is you found it.
Right.
Yeah. And also there's great hope.
Yeah, God's the God of redemption.
Oh, and there's so many resources.
Oh,
like
my
we
gosh.
have unlimited amount of people here that would love to help anyone kind of grow and become stable in their faith or in their life. And there's resources galore for marriage, you name it. Right. We can help you move forward.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, kicking off this whole conversation on our mixtape, this idea of dating, relationships, and beyond, and super excited. Ryan, thanks for that insight. I think it's important as we look across the table, so to speak, at that person, but also introspectively on what God's doing in us. It's great. All right, this has been Joe and Justin Timberlake. We'll see you next week for the Weekend Extra.